No, it's a really good game, and we knew this. Just to watch our team battle from 10 down in the fourth quarter. I told him this morning pregame speech, I said to him, I said, this game is going to be about mental toughness. And it's going to be assignment football on defense. And they got some plays because that's what they are. They're an option team. And we weren't playing off the blocks well and then getting the ball on the perimeter. And I said, offensively, we're going to have to be patient. We're going to be able to drive the ball. But if we're patient, we're going to get our throws. Blake will be able to make the throws. We'll be able to make the runs. And we will outlast. I said, that's the key thing is at the end of the day, we just got to have one more point than what they have. And I just love our resiliency. I love the way we just battle. And this is a special team. I mean, for us to come together and play as well as we played against a really good football team and a very unique football team. And that's what was special about this game today. But you look at some of the individual efforts, Horn, 2 big kickoffs, probably would have broke the first one if the guy didn't shoestring tackle him. But unbelievable speed. If he can get to the edge on you, he's going to take the ball the distance, and he can go. They're not going to catch him. I think he's the 5A or 6A state champion in the 100 meters. So he's going to outrun you. And then to watch Blake go out and just battle, and you can see him. He can run around. He can throw the ball. And then if he needs to use his feet to move the chains, he can do that. Look at McCants, the way he played. But, a group that doesn't get the recognition that they deserve is the offensive line. I told Atterbury, I told Mays, and I told Norman, if you 3 guys play well, then we're going to win this football game. Because those are the older guys, they're the leaders of that, really the leaders of the offense who doesn't really say much, but just by the way they go out and play. It was good to get Bell back. It was really good to get Cronkite back. So we have us a really unique group there on offense. And then defensively, Sawtell making a fumble recovery, then also the interception, McGee having a lot of tackles. And we knew that was going to be the scheme because we was trying to keep McGee freed up so he can go and chase the ball inside out. And then for Hoggins to make that tackle where he got bent back and then laid there and then get bounced back up. And he said, they're not going to keep me out, Coach, and for him to come back. That's why I say this team has got a unique bond to it right now. And then Vivanetto, our kicker, yesterday he came in and had chills, and we weren't able. We had to take him to the hospital last night. But to see my man Weiss come in there and hit the field, the extra points. But that's why I say this team just knows how to battle, and we just got to keep it together and guys not get full of themselves. And there's no telling what we could do here.
How many games have you been involved in a game where your defense gave up 600 yards? You've been out 11 more minutes of time and still won?
No, I haven't. But I knew they would get the rushing yards. And what we didn't want to do, they play action pass and hit us on the big throw there. And then they got some throws on the outside against us. But I've never been a part of that, where we give up so many yards. But, the thing about it is usually a lot of times we give up that many yards, it's an up-tempo offense. And then so they're scoring. So we were able to the first half to hold them to 17, but then the second half they were able to come back and get some plays against us.
What does a win like this do for the program?
Well, I look at our program, and sometimes I don't think, in order for us to get the recognition that we need to get across the country, we got to get it within our own city, and we got to get it within our own papers, and we got to have people to write about us, and that doesn't happen enough. I mean, you look at our football team, and everybody sees what we have. Over the last 2 years, we are 23-4 over the last 2 years, and no one ever writes about it. No one ever talks about it. And that's why when you talk about moving your program, you got to have it within your own. And one of these days, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna turn this city, and I'm gonna get this city where this city is gonna be all about South Florida.
Coach, the second half, Georgia Tech went with that tight double wing. Was that to keep your defensive end from hitting the quarterback and letting him go down line?
No, I tell you what. When they went to the tight wing, they were arcing on a corner, and then they was taking the inside guy and they was cracking McGee because McGee was making all the tackles. So we wasn't replacing with the safety, and the safety was so concerned about the play action pass, he kept backpedaling out. Then when I put Ronnie at safety, then I got the quarterback hit in the alley, and so we had to make that adjustment. But that was critical because when they came in, the one thing about this offense, if you can't stop it, you're gonna keep getting it, and we got a dose of it until we kept saying, hey, this is what we got to do, this is what we got to do, and we kept trying to mix it up. But they have a great scheme, and they're good at what they do.
Charlie, we talked about the yards you gave up, but can you talk about Sawtell's 2 turnovers and the point in the game and what that meant for you guys?
Well, the first one was big because they was dropping the ball, and then we get the fumble. I think it was third down then, and then we were able to get the fumble recovery. And then on the interception, Kurt beat his guy underneath, and Kurt hit the quarterback, and then the ball flutters out, and then he goes up and gets a big interception and runs it down there. But it was good for us to get that interception because now we were up only by 4. And now we're able to take the ball and go drive it with our offense and throw the ball out there to McCants, and he somehow gets that first down. Because I said we got to go for it on fourth down because even they're going to have to drive the ball. They have to score a touchdown. And I said defensively we just got to go out and make another stop, guys, because I'm going to go for it here on the fourth down because I didn't want to take a chance. If you get a field goal block, they pick it up and run it back, then you're sitting there like, why did I kick the field goal? And with the with the pressure they get sometimes.
Charlie, right through an interception early in the coverage, kept going. Fourth quarter, he's there. Is there a quality about this kid we're already seeing as a leader?
The thing about Blake is I think that he want to prove that he can really play because you think about 3 years ago he was the number 1 quarterback in the country and kind of disappeared. He goes to Alabama, then he goes to Arizona State, kind of disappears. But then for him to battle back, you're right, he throws the interception, but then he still kept just battling. I mean, even scrambled for yardage and he has a rifle where he can put it there. But his maturity is just so much further ahead than a lot of guys. You look at he's married and have a child, but you would never know it because he's still playful like he is, 21, 22 years old. So that's why you like him so much because he has just that competitive spirit within him where he just battles. And this was big for him too because the opponent we're playing and for him to have the stage that he had on national TV and now everybody getting a chance to watch him.
Coach, did you expect to see Oliver, or was that a surprise? The quarterback.
No, well 16 went down, so then they brought Oliver in, then they brought him back. But I think we may have hit him on his ankle or something. He told me at the end of the game he was okay though. So that's why they brought Oliver.
Do you think the defensive problems will do more to their offense being kind of unique, something you don't see, or do you think it was mistakes in your defense?
Well, a combination of both. And you just look at his offense, and it rips everybody up. I mean, we sat there and we studied them against a lot of teams, and like I said, if you get in a formation that they have success against it, because now they run the ball, then they play action pass, and they have guys running vertical, and you're so concerned about do you have enough guys in the box to stop the run, or you got to stop the quarterback, you got to stop the dive. And the thing we didn't let them get going with, it was the fullback, because that's one of their best players, and he never got going, but the quarterback was able to get his yardage. But it's one of those offenses that's hard to defend. And you got to have your eyes. You can't lose your eyes when you play this offense. And it's got to be communication, from the moment a guy motions to, hey, boom, we're talking, but we just didn't do enough of it.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about Blake's ability as a runner, not really known as a dual threat guy, but some of his scrambles today were the biggest plays in the game?
Well, that's why he always laugh about it, because he always talks about nobody ever think I can run the ball. And then he breaks out of there and he'll take off running on a scramble play, or even when we run the run pass option, he's able to get enough yardage where he can get the first down. You look at the touchdown, he had 2 runs today, and then they get the first downs. But he's athletic, and he has a lot more ability than what people think.
Coach, Mother Nature hasn't been kind to you. You had to move practice to 6 a.m. this week. How hard was that on your guys, just getting ready for that?
Well, what's tough is that you have to adjust to the rain. And that's why one of the days we're going to get that facility built. I won't have to worry about it. But it's right now it's an issue, so we just have to adjust. And that's what last week we practiced a day and a half, and then the rain got me. But if I come in the mornings, then the guys don't get enough sleep at night. In a game like this, I felt like we needed our rest, because this was a 12 o'clock game. It was going to be one of those games on defense where we're going to be on the field. So I said I need my guys to get their rest. So then when I come in the afternoon, then here you are, you kind of gambling, because you don't know what time that storm is coming, so you don't know when it's coming. So we'll go out and practice, and then we'll come back and meet after practice so we can try to get our work in. But we have to get our work in. We still have a ways to go, and we're not good enough yet to just, especially this week, to go out and miss a practice for these guys here.
Coach, we saw a little bit of Terrence, obviously, in the kick return game, but you played a little bit on offense as well. Should we expect to see more of him going forward?
Well, we played him some last week. He's a slot receiver, and that's really his, we put him back there at the return guy, but we know he has the speed, so he plays the inside slot, and heck, at practice, he runs by us all the time when we throw the deep ball.
Charlie, what will you take away from this game? Will you remember the yards you guys gave up, or the comeback, or the resiliency of your kids?
Well, probably more than anything, just the resiliency of the we coming back from 10 down in the fourth quarter. And because you look at stats a lot of times, you're right, you just looked at a game where you gave up a lot of yards, you still won the game. And that can be corrected, and we don't have to face this offense again this year, so it's really good. But we noticed that we still have a ways to go, and that we can still get better, and we can improve. And next week we have to go on the road to Illinois, and that's going to be another big test for us, and first road game for us. But we just got to continue to put it together. We know on defense we can run. We're not very big, but we can run. Offensively, you have a quarterback, you have some running backs, you have some wide receivers can make plays, and offensive line they can protect. But we got to get better and just continue to improve.
Coach, McCants has 10 catches for 99 yards, and probably half of it is yak. That bowling ball's hard to bring down when he gets it in.
That fullback's hard to tackle now. No, but Cats, you look at him, and you look at him out there lined up. You always say, God Almighty, he can't catch it. Then he catches it, and then he just, he just run through people. And you can't arm tackle him. I mean, it's got to be where you wrap him up and just drive your feet on contact. But the thing you like about him is he can block, he can run. And sometimes you can kind of get overlooked because we still have outside guys like Solly makes a big catch. St. Felix is running wide open again, and I wish he could have made that one down there early. But we have some receivers, and we have some guys that are athletic and get on top of people and can cover a lot of ground.
Duran Bell went out, looked like his right foot was in a air boot. Do you have any update on him?
No, I haven't. I haven't no update on our injuries. And the thing about that group is that you have so many guys now, because you can go last week. Think about it, we didn't even play Bell or Cronkite last week. You saw Sands, you saw Mack, you saw Johnny Ford, and you saw Small. So now we have enough guys there where we can move guys around and just offensively we can do a lot of things with them because they're all unique. Like you look at Cronkite's a complete back. He has speed. He has, he can block well. Bell's a speed guy. He's going to give you the speed. Johnny Ford's a quick guy, where he got quickness and speed to him. Max of power. I mean, he's going to run through you and try to run you over. And Sands is kind of like that. Not much twitch to them. When you give them the ball, just expect a downhill run. But we have enough guys.
Do you have any update on Natron Culpepper?
Culpepper? No, I have no update on him.
Who forced that fumble?
I'm not for sure, but I know Sawtell got it, and I almost want to say Caleb did, but I don't think it was Caleb. But it's probably Sandler. Bentley. That's who it was, because they were jumping all over him. It was Bentley. Yeah, they jumping on him on the sideline. They're just right there.
Speaking of Bentley, he had such a big game against Elon, and then he comes in and forces the fumble. Talk about what he's been able to do over the last 2 weeks.
Well, Bentley started off for us at the nickel backer, so then we were able, we had to move some guys around, so we put him at safety. So, he's not very tall. You like a bigger body guy at the safety position, but we had some injuries, so he did a really good job for us. So then, even in his game, he coming in and making some plays. And the thing about him, he just plays so hard, and he really loves the game. Not very big, but he's going to give you everything he's got. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
You guys want to stay put? We're going to bring